it's Jeannie from A1 Vacuum and Sewing, and I'm getting ready to film the prep for this project, which is Let Me Call You Tweetheart. It's a bench, it's one of their 22-inch by 22-inch pillows, and for me, it was instant love when I saw this. I said, I've got to do it. It is so cute. There are some projects where I go, I don't know, that looks okay, but this one, I just had to do it. Or I have to do it. So I'm going to get ready to prep for this. I have a kit from our store, so you can get a kit from our store. The design you have to purchase directly through Kimberbell, as well as the quilting stitches. And let's talk about the quilting stitches. The background quilting. You do not have to use the background quilting that comes with this. Please feel free to use, if you have other background quilting, feel free to use that. There is some really, really cute special quilting that goes in the inner border that says Tweetheart, I think, and it is really, really, really cute. But I don't want you to feel like you have to buy every single quilting design that comes out. It can get expensive, so we can get creative with it. But do you see how cute that is? It says, Let Me Call You Tweetheart. It's really, really cute. So there's quilting designs. You would buy the quilting designs and the actual design for this from Kimberbell. The only thing that we sell in our store is going to be the kit. We cut these kits in the store. It will have all the fabric in it. And then it's also going to have the embellishments. There's a lot of different embellishments, and we pre-cut everything for you. This takes a long time to put together. So I actually think for the future kits, we'll cut your red glitter, and then you'll cut it down into like the little pieces. It'll just save us a little bit of time. You're going to have the bouquets. These are going to be the flowers that go right here, and there's two of them that go right here and right here. You can always use other stuff too. We have a sample that Dana did for the store, and she did it with the pink, and I absolutely love it. But I thought, hey, why don't I try a different color? So this color is called Aqua, and I think it's going to look so cute with the red. So I'm going to do mine with an aqua flange, and that's also going to be the fabric that goes onto the back of the pillow as well. So I'm super excited. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about how we prep this. And I did do a spreadsheet for this as well, which I will show you in just a minute. First step, I'm going to take out my fabric, and I'm going to go ahead and stabilize it. So, what's here? Oh, this is my embellishment list. Okay, so I'm going to go through, spray all of this with Best Press, iron it, and that is going to stabilize the fabric, and it just makes it gives it body, and it makes it so it's not going to be like paper, but it's going to be more firm, and it's going to make it so your cuts are cleaner, and when you piece, it's going to be cleaner as well. So that's going to be our first step. Second step, we're going to take all our background pieces, and we are going to back it with Shape Flex. It calls for fusible woven. Kimberbell has their own product, but I buy this by the bolt, and this is Shape Flex. This is Pellon Shape Flex SF 101, and that is what I'm going to use to put on the back of my pieces. After we do that, we will cut our batting. So we're going to, and I have that in the spreadsheet. Here's my handy dandy spreadsheet, and this is on the sew along page. So this is going to tell you the size of your batting pieces. So for this, we're going to cut, is that our batting size too? Yeah. So we'll cut 6 by 10, a 6 by 6. We're going to cut 4 by 10 pieces, and then some 1-inch strips, some 2-inch strips, and that should be it. So that is going to give you the size. This is our quilt design size and our batting size. So we're going to cut those pieces as well. And then after that, we'll take everything, we'll group it. I'll put them in special little bags. I like to, once I'm done, I will group everything according to the embroidery design. I have these little bags. I also have these larger zip zip tops, and then I have these, and I got all of these on Amazon, but I will put everything in this. And then I like to use painter's tape because it's really easy. I'll take the painter's tape, put a little piece here, use a Sharpie, and write down the blocks. And that's how I like to divide things, but you are welcome to do it any way you want. So I'm going to go ahead and take that and put that to the side. You're going to need your best press, a rotary cutter. I like to use my cutting mat, and then I also have a smaller, you can kind of see it under here. I have a smaller mat that I'll cut on. I press everything. I have this, well, this is my 17 by 24 that I love, but underneath it is another wool mat that I use. My iron, I filled it with water this time so I could use the steam when we're putting the Shapeflex on. An array of rulers, and I'm back to my roots. I was saying in my last video, I've had these Stripology rulers, and for some reason I stopped using them, which was really stupid because they make it so easy to cut some of your pieces. They're not the right thing for every project, but there is a small, the mini. This was the original. And then there's the extra large, and we carry these in the store as well. Reach out. I will give you a great deal on them. And then I have an array of other rulers. So I like having rulers of every size. You're going to see that I'm going to be grabbing and using all different size rulers. But I usually grab my 12.5 by 12.5 and my 6.5 by 6.5 and my 8.5 by 18. And then I have some other rulers. So I'll use a whole bunch of different rulers in addition to my Stripology ruler. And I think that's it. Let's go ahead and get started. So let me go ahead and get my camera over here. I think I already turned on my iron, so it's heating up. I'm going to grab this fabric in my little book. I'm going to put this to the side. So you will have a page in here that shows you how to cut your fabric pieces. Do you like this? This is Poppy chewing on my book. So this shows you the breakdown and where the parts go. And this page here will actually show you how they want you to cut everything. And so this is the page we're really going to focus on until we start to group everything. So I'm going to put this right here. Or actually, I'm going to put it over to the side because I'm going to be spraying and I do not want it to get wet. Put that up here for now. Let's go ahead and we're going to start with our white pieces. So you're going to have 5 white pieces that are fat 8s. And then 1 white piece that is going to be a fat 16th. So go ahead and let's stabilize these first. And everything that's left over, I'm going to use that for the back of my, If you need a Tweetheart kit, we have them in the store. And you can make a request because I will kit it with the pink, with the aqua, and the lavender. Oh, it was so hard for me to decide which one to do because the lavender was so gorgeous too. How do you decide? If I was going to do multiples, and I don't think this project is going to be too crazy. Some of the pillows, I'm going to just spray the backside. Some of the pillows are a lot more labor intensive than others. So go ahead and spray it. Was caught. And I usually will just press it until the fabric is dry. And I want you to pay special attention to fabric that is directional. This is not, so I'm not worried about it. When you use best press and you're ironing, which is what I'm doing, pressing would be just putting your iron down, picking it up, putting it down again. Ironing is actually moving your fabric back and forth. When you best press and you iron, it will distort your fabric. Like, can you see that? Look at that end. It's totally curved now. So just be mindful of that. The more you spray, the more body your fabric will have. And if you really, really, really want it to be kind of stiff, which I don't really want it to be that stiff, then you're going to use secret sauce, which is half Best Press and half Terreal Magic. Do not use Terreal Magic on its own. This is semi-directional. It's kind of like a tone-on-tone lattice. If you use Terreal Magic on its own, it is going to stick to your iron. Okay, you get the gist. I am going to pause the video. I will stabilize all my fabric. And then when I'm done, we'll regroup and we will add fusible. Then we're going to cut all our pieces to size. So we're going to do this. Then we'll cut all our pieces to size. And then we're going to add backing, the Shapeflex 101. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, my pieces are all pressed out. Here they are. They look gorgeous. I was just looking at, I have some scraps, so I thought I don't even need to cut that big piece because that big piece is for the entire back. And if you know me, I'm going to do a scrappy back. So I'll just choose some fabrics that are going to look really, really pretty, and we'll be ready to go. So why don't we start off with just these for right now. I'm wondering if I should zoom in a little bit more for you. And these are going to be 2 inches and then 1.5 by 1.5. And I am just so loving my Stripology rulers. I'm going to grab that. Let me get my little mini. And it's so cute and perfect for stuff like this. And this is going to be 1.5, so that's 4.5. I usually, when we cut the kits at the store, we usually do them 5 1/4. Just because I've been there where they've given me a 5-inch piece. I've sprayed it with Best Press, pressed it, and it shrinks up and it's not big enough. So your piece should be big enough. And so I'm going to go ahead and let's just measure a... Is that my little part right there? Okay. So 1.5. And I'll just cut 1.5. Whoops, wrong line. I'm going to square it up on this side. Actually, that looks fine. So 1.5. Let's look twice. Now I can lay this down. And my 1.5, I'm going to take off this little edge here. And it's my star. 1.5, 3, 4.5. Much easier than having to lay down your ruler over and over and over again. Let me get my little trash can. I've been missing it. Next. And now I have that. That's left over, and I'll go ahead and use that in my back. Now we need 2 inches. So let's go ahead and cut a piece that's 2 inches. I'll square it off here. 2 inches, and I need 2 2-inch pieces. I'll square that off too. 2, 4. Little itty bitty. I'm just going to throw that in the trash. Okay, next, let's grab this piece right here, and this needs to be 6.5 by 6.5. I just so happen to have a 6.5 by 6.5 inch square ruler, one of my favorite sizes. And it doesn't matter really if you're on the right or the wrong side, but I was just kind of checking it out. Oh, you know what? I like to have this all the way because it'll be easier to use. This is a background piece. It's going to get trimmed down anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But now it is. Okay, so these go together with the red. These are going to be 1.5 inch strips, and I have 16 and 18.5. So I'm going to go ahead and these, like I said, are 1.5 inch strips. I am going to square off this side. I like to go to the fold and line up my, I'm going to move that over to square it up. Did you see that? My ruler totally moved. So I'm going to do that again. Be a little more there we go. And these are going to be 1.5 inch strips. I'm just going to throw away the little pieces that are left over. Okay. 1.5 inch. Remember, these are Stripology, Creative Grid rulers. So your 1/2 inches are in black and whole numbers are in white. So I'm going to go over to this part. And again, it was 1.5 inches. And then I'll cut these down. There's going to be a little bit of waste, but there's one. Whoop. It's time for a new blade. But of course, I'm just going to suffer through this one for like another couple of weeks. And then I'll change my blade and I'll go, why did I wait so long? I guess I just like to torture myself. 16.5. I think I'm going to just do it here. That way. Because that's going to be 3 inches by 16.5. I'll use this ruler. Make sure I'm cutting on the right side. Cutting to my ruler, not to my mat. And 13 inches. There's my 3 inch. 16.5 is right there. I'm actually going to take it all the way to the top. And then I'll have that little 3 inch piece. Sometimes I have to think about it, you know, and I change my mind as I go. 3 inch. There we go. This piece can be used in my my back. There is, I'm going to square this off. Nice and straight. Let's go 16.5. I'll use the lines on my or my mat. — 16.5 would be right here, and try not to get, I'm overcutting it a little bit. This piece I can use in my back. And now I'm going to cut this down to 1.5 inches. Sometimes I'll just fold it over. There we go. These are, I don't think I cut those down. So these should be 16.5 and the other one should be 18.5. I'll just line these up. 18.5 means that they're going to be, are they 18.5 or 19.5? 18.5 means that that's going to be 9.25. So let's just make sure this is 9.25, and I'm just going to go from the fold. I know I might waste a little bit, but I am okay with that. 9.25. And we'll just measure with this one. 9.25. There's so many different ways that you can cut. And just be okay with any of these ways. That's 9 1/4, which will be 9 plus 9 is 18, plus quarter is half. That's right. I'm just going to throw that away, and these should be our 18 1/2. Next, let's grab the brown fabric. Brown fabric, we need 5 1/2 by 6 1/2. Let's just use the ruler right here. This is 6 1/2 right here. I'm just going to cut it all the way up. Six and a half. I'll use whatever's left. I never do this. This is very awkward. I never cut on this side of my ruler. But I'm like, oh, let's give it a go. That didn't go well. That's why I never do it. I was just checking it out. Okay. I just don't have rotary skills with that other side. All right, so we want 5 1/2. Let's go 5 1/2. Let's see what we have left. Five 5 1/2 by 6 1/2. Got it. Then we need 5 1/2 by 3. Let's see what we have here. Got 3 inches, so let's go 5 1/2. 5 1/2 by 3. Five 1/2 by 2 1/2. And then it wants the 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. Are you still in view? I think you are. So let's go ahead and do our 4 1/2. This is going to be 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. And then, or let's do the 5 1/2 by 2 1/2. 5 1/2 by 2 1/2. There we go, 5 1/2 by 2 1/2. And this one is going to be 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. Hang on just a second. Let me cut this one. 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. And there we go. 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. I'm just going to go all the way up. We'll use that piece in our back. All right. And let's go ahead and cut the white pieces. All right. Let's put this to the side. These over here are my goodies to make my backing. Oh, I should have a little pouch that says backing. Let me grab one of those. That way all my backing pieces can go in here. Look how many I have already. You know what I like is, well, I don't like this, but sometimes I'll make a square and I'll mess it up. And I'll take that square and I'll put it in the back. Like, I never throw it away. It'll go into something. So let's see what we have first. So this is going to be white with the tiny white dots. So that one is, it is hard to tell. I can't tell which one of those. Oh, well, look at them all. These I'm going to have to figure out. But the lattice, the scroll, and the doodle, those are all 6 1/2 by 12 1/2. So let's go ahead and grab those. 6 1/2 by 12 1/2. 6 1/2 by 12 1/2. Okay, that's lattice, scroll, and doodle. The other two we're going to have to figure out. But these are all 6 1/2 by 12 1/2. I just happen to have this ruler here, which is 6 1/2 by 12 1/2. Isn't that amazing? So we're going to go ahead and use this. We're just going to lay it down. This is going to be a background piece, so if it's not completely perfect, who cares? These two pieces can go into my handy dandy backing. This is my leftover fabric for backing. Ooh, that'll fit in there just the way it is. So why fold it if you don't have to? Okay, same thing. Let's go ahead and do the next one. I should probably put that all in together. Let's do this one next. And look at that. I have a big chunky piece there that 6.5. Let's go straight up by 12.5. I'm going to fold these. Let's put them in like this. There's this one. And this one. How easy are these? Right? Supersonic easy. And I have selvage on here. I like to cut that selvage off. Holy easy prep. Is this fantastic or what? Okay, so this one is done. And now we have to figure out the other one. Since I can't tell from my photocopy what is what, I'm going to turn to the previous page, and here you can see that the, I don't know what this one's called. I always call it geometric because it seems geometric to me. That one's 12.5 by 6.5. So the dot on dot is the 8.5 by 12.5. So this one here is going to be 6.5. And really, if you messed it up, it really wouldn't make that big a difference. It's just the background fabric. Who's going to know? Lay down your ruler. I'm going to cut straight up and across. I'm going to save these two pieces. Here we go. And this one's going to be 8.5 by 12.5. Let's check it. Here's the dot, and it is one 8.5 by 12.5 inch piece. This ruler, isn't this beautiful? Happens to be 8.5 by 18.5. So there's plenty of room here. We're just going to put it on the 12.5 inch mark right there. And if you really want to square it up, you can. This side here is a little icky. Are we done? That just seems like way too crazy easy, wasn't it? And put your other piece in here. You could probably almost make another pillow. So here are all our pieces. Next thing we're going to do, well, let's look at this part here. So we did all of these, all of that. And I didn't cut all my flange. I cut all of this out, but I haven't cut all my flange out because I need like one more tiny strip. Let me cut out what I can. I'm going to keep this. We'll do this later. Just know that I haven't cut out my flange. I need this to be, I have enough for two sides. And I need a little bit more because this isn't wide enough. This was 4 inches and I needed 5 inches. We were so close. We were so close. All right, let's go ahead, and we are now going to go to our next step, which is these are our background pieces. We are going to put shape flex on the back of them. Actually, what I like to do is I like to look to see and confirm which one are my background pieces, and I highlight them. Every once in a while I miss something, but if you look here, you're going to see, oh, these are embellishments. That's why nothing's coming up. Background, right here. So this is background, 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 and that's it. So we are only going to put, but let's look at the brown and see if they want us to put shape flex on the back of that on our fabric scraps. We'll just look through it really quickly. Our fusible backing to the wrong side of the background fabric, that is going to be the white piece. Wrong side of the background fabric, that is also the white piece. White piece. That's the white piece. the white piece. It doesn't say anything there. And that's it. So we are just going to put that on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 background pieces. We're not going to be putting it on the polka dot fabric, but just the 5 background pieces. So let's go ahead and grab this. We're going to grab this. And these are the pieces that we're going to put that shape flex on. So why don't we go ahead. I'm going to move all the rulers. I'm going to make my rotary cutter not scary. I'm going to grab my bolt. Let's put away my rulers. Okay, I tidied up a little bit. I'm going to lay out, let me make sure my iron's on, and I actually put water in it so that I could steam it. The steam is going to make it adhere even better. And I'm going to unroll my bolt, and let's see how we're going to lay this on that's going to make the most sense. I'm going to lay this out. And let's see if we lay it out this way. That's actually pretty perfect. We'll lose about 1/2 inch, but who cares, right? That's great. Let's lay it out this way. We're actually going to lose more if we lay it out this way. So let's go ahead. You want to make sure there's no dark threads, because if you have those, they will shadow through. So you're going to check your shape flex and make sure there's nothing on there, as well as on the back of your fabric. And they just your fabric will pick stuff up in your sewing room. That's just what happens, right? So I'm going to put this all the way over here. Or no, we figured out that laying it this way is going to make more sense. I'm going to go all the way to the edge. And make sure you have a right and a wrong side. Make sure you're laying it down on the wrong side. And make sure your shape flex is bumpy side up. Bumpy side up for your shape flex. And do you see over here? Right there, I have a little bit that isn't going to have the shape flex. I'm not worried about it because these are background pieces and they're going to get trimmed down. Most likely they're going to get trimmed down about half. They usually get trimmed down about 1 inch all the way around. All right, let's put this down too. We have one really big fat piece. I wonder if it would have made more sense if we did it that way. Let's see. This with the big fat piece. A little bit up and a little bit up. We could do that. 2 of these. It's okay. We'll just do it this way. We'll have a little bit overhang or extra. And we'll just use that later on. So I have about, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch in between that I'm not worried about. That doesn't bother me at all. That 1/16 of an inch, I'll just iron right over that. You don't want to have anything bigger than like a quarter of an inch is too much. That's going to get onto your iron. And I'm going to have a little bit down here in the bottom, but that's okay. I'll just save that for something else. Here we go. All right, that's what it looks like. I'm going to iron it down and then I will cut it apart. Here, we'll just put this like this. Okay, I'm going to full steam it. You should have your fabric right side up. And don't worry about doing a great job pressing it, especially on the edges. We're going to cut it apart and then we'll press it one more time. So lay it down just to make sure it's adhered and then you can press it back and forth. If you get a bubble, stop pressing, like lift it off and then put it back down again and repress. Do not get the shape flex on your iron. You really don't have to worry about that little bit in between, but you don't want to get any more than that. And look, I'm not completely adhered. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm going to press from the other side once I cut these apart. And look over here, I've got 1/2 inch that doesn't have any shape flex on it. Don't worry about that either. That is going to be fine. When you trim these block, you lose about 1 inch all the way around. Okay, I'm going to cut these apart and then we'll do a final press. That was kind of my, hey, I'm going to press you a little bit, and then my final press, like, then we're going to really do it for real. I am going to use a ruler for this. Just a little bit easier, right? This is my little roll, so I will cut around this and I'll just roll this up. Maybe I can use that later. Or I could cut it off and throw it in my scrap bin that I go to when I'm like just being scrappy. Sometimes I'm just so scrappy. I wanted to do this last weekend, actually, and I had a panic attack because I didn't have any shape flex at home. I was like, oh my God, I have no shape flex. I panic if I don't have shape flex. The needles that I always use, because I didn't have top stitch needles the other day too, and that put me into a tailspin. And I didn't have... what else didn't I have? Muslin. That will make me super nervous. No muslin. Okay, these are ready now. And I just have, I'm going to press them from the other side. That's the right side of my fabric. Now I'm pressing them on the shape flex side. And now I'm really going to adhere it, right? I've got steam. If you have a cutting mat underneath your wool mat and you're using steam, you are going to warp it. So make sure there's nothing underneath. Like right now, this table here, I love this table. I should show it to you from the front. What it is it is an IKEA calyx, which is like that cubby shelf, the 2x8. And then I just bought a tabletop. It extends out further than the cubby, and then I just put legs on it. Should I show it to you? Is it super messy? I'm trying to hide my mess from you. I should just own it. Embrace it, ladies. Embrace your creativity, which sometimes means creativity equals messy room for me. Okay, those are done. Holy cannoli. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut our batting pieces. Then we're going to group. You should have your muslin strips ready to go too. I'll point those out on the chart. Gorge. Gorge, double gorge, triple gorge. Okay, these are done. and ready to go. Let's go ahead and do our batting. So remember, we have that handy dandy chart. Here's our chart. I don't think I need my iron anymore. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. So these are going to be our batting sizes right here. So we're going to cut a 6 by 10, a 6 by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 by 10s, and then some 1-inch strips and some 2-inch strips. So let's get started. I actually already have some of that cut. I don't know if you saw this, but I was just doing the cuties prep, and I just prepped the cuties. So these are 2-inch strips. I'm just going to grab these, and I think these are going to be big enough. So I need 2-inch and 1-inch. So those are already done. Let's go ahead. Hopefully that's enough. Now we want some 4 by 10s. I have this big old piece in my stash. So I have a huge stash like this is going to be perfect. I can just tell just by looking at it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these down. This one looks like I could get maybe 3 4 by 10s out of it. So let me go ahead. I'm going to square this off. Won't that be fantastic? And in our sew along, we cut our batting sizes not according to the directions that are on the quilting page that come with it, but we make it a little bit smaller because we skip some steps. So let's go ahead and see if this is going to be 4 by 10. Where's my ruler? Where did I put my handy dandy? Oh, here it is. Okay. We need 4 inches. 4 inches. I'm going to tap that over a little bit. That looks so good. Am I cutting this right? This is where I go. Did I measure right? Okay, yeah, 4 by 10s. We have 4 of them. I have little threads on that, but don't worry. I'll pick them off. You do want those to be gone. Let's see how big this is. Because if we have, oh my God, it's perfect, right? We have enough to square up that edge. And it was 15 inches doubled. How could that have been so perfect? It was like meant to be. Okay. Trash can. I'm going to do 10 inches. Beautiful. There's 2 4 by 10s, and then we want 5 inches from the fold. So we need 1 more. And this is just for my scrap, and this is just left over from all the quilts I've done. We also need I need 1 more. I need a 6 by 10. This looks like 6 by 10 to me, doesn't it? Looks gorgeous. Oh, look at this is like a pieced piece. Yes, I have pieced pieces. So I could probably squeeze a 6 by 10 out of there, but I found this in my stash too. And ooh, that looks really good. Okay, so let's just use this one. So we need 6 by 6, 6 by 6, and then we need a 6 by 10. Ooh, nope, too small. Too small. Maybe I should take it from this. I'm going to take it from this. Who cares, ladies? Let's get 6 by 10. We're just going to do it right here. There's my 10 inch, my 6 inch. The only thing I worry about is there could be just the tiniest bit of shadowing. Like things like that kind of show when you're using light fabric, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay with it not being perfect. I let go of that a long time ago. So here's my 6 by 6, my I was just thinking in my head, did I group everything? I think I did for the other one. My 4x10s and then my 1 inch, my 2 inch. It is time to group everything up. So let's go back to our little book. Where are you, little book? There it is. Here's my little book. Here are my little sleeves back here. And let's put everything together. Okay, first thing we need to do, the flower one, that is just going to be the polka dot background. Okay, so this one has the little polka dots, so let's grab little polka dots, which is right here. Other things, the mini bouquets and water-soluble thread. I love water-soluble thread. So it's saying water-soluble thread, which tells me that we are going to fringe. That usually means fringe. But I haven't read through it yet, so I don't know for sure. Okay, I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to put my petal pulls because it's telling me that's what it wants. That's these things right here. So this is called flowers. So let's grab my little handy dandy tape. We'll write flowers. Whoops. And let's, we're going to add in here plus water soluble thread. Okay, done. Next. Where's our next one? Next one is, oh, you know what we didn't add? We didn't add our, and this one's going to be the big piece. This is going to be the 6. So the background was the bigger piece. This is going to be the 6 by 10. And you can see how much we're going to trim away. You see it all around here? All that's going to get trimmed away. Okay, next. Black. This is block 1. This is the doodle. So grab this. Grab a piece of your batting. And the fabric it's going to use, there's going to be a whole bunch of, it says fabric, the branch. We want the branch, the 4 by 4.5. That's going to be this brown. 4 by 4.5. I mean, yeah, I actually think I measured mine 4 by 4, but I must have been confused. 4 by 4, and I measured mine 4 by 4.5, so it's going to be a little bit big. I'm just going to add it right there. The heart 6 and heart 7, that's going to be the 2 by 2 and the 1.5 by 1.5. So that is going to be the a little piece of the pink and a little piece of the red, and it just wants one of each of those. So one of each of those. And then it wants a prickly pear. I'm going to leave my embellishments just, well, you know what? Let's separate them out. I was going to say I was going to leave them, but why not add them right now? Look how cute your little bag is. So you want prickly pear, 2 of the 1.5 by 2s. This is prickly pear, this one. So you want 2 of those. Pistachio, we want 2 of those. Red applique glitter, the 1.5 by 1.5. That looked too big. Here's my 1.5 by 1.5. 1 of these, and the neutral tone mylar. So you have mylar in here. You might have to rub it apart just to get it. And we want 1 of those. That one is done. That was kind of fun, right? I'm going to put it in here. Be mindful of that mylar. Don't lose it. And this one is called Tree 1. Where are you, Sharpie? There you are. I don't see any other special notes. put that one to the side. Let's grab another one of these. We're done with tree 1. Tree 2. Tree 2 is the lattice fabric. So you want this fabric right here. Grab a piece of the batting. On top of that, we want our tree 6.5 by 5.5. It'll be this bigger piece right here. And our heart, so we want one of each, one of the pink, one of the red. I hope this isn't giving you anxiety, the mess that I'm making right here. One, and it doesn't say to put backing on either of those. Yeah, it would have said that. Prickly pear, we need 3 prickly pear and 4 pistachio. 3 prickly pear, 1, 2, 3. 4 pistachio, 1, 2, 3. I seem to be missing a pistachio. Okay, hopefully you're not missing anything. I need to add a pistachio, but you know what? These are going to be big enough that if for some reason something were missing, you could use that. But robin's egg blue, you're going to have 1 4 by, oh, here it is. Here it is. I like really counted and recounted to make sure your kits are perfect, because that stresses me out, the idea that maybe I didn't cut it right. Pink applique glitter hearts. So you need 2 of the pink applique glitter. So here's the red. There should be pink. Pink applique glitter. Where are you? I will find it in a minute. Maybe my kit is not. So you need 2 pink applique glitter, 1 red, and 1 piece of the mylar. I need to add there. And I will find my little pink pieces. I need 2 of them. All right, I'm going to put this in here for now. I'm going to put a little note that says add 2 pieces of pink. So this one here is tree 2. Plus 2 pink glitter. You don't have to write that because your kit is going to be perfect. And that's 1.5 times 1.5. Okay, let me put that to the side. Next we are going to have, it's kind of fun just dividing out all of the accessories. So this one is going to be your background, which is the scroll. So we're going to grab the scroll. We're going to grab a piece of the 4x10 backing or batting. And we need the tree, which is the 2.5 by 5.5. And on top of that, we need prickly pear, 1 prickly pear, and 1 red glitter that is 2 by 2, and that should be it. This is tree 3. Oh, you know what happened? This is what happened. I grabbed the pink. I just grabbed it without even looking. And this was tree 1. That's what happened. Tree 1 needed red applique glitter, 1 piece. And I put this in there, the pink. So just pay attention to that. So there's my tree 1. And then let's look at my tree 2, because I bet my other pink, there it is. So tree 2, oh no, that wasn't it. Tree 2 needed, let's see what tree 2 needed. Tree 2 needed 1 red applique glitter, so there's 1 in there. That's tree 2. Tree 3 needed 1 red applique glitter. Oh, it needed the 2x2, and that's what's in there. Let's go to the next one. Tree 4. Tree 4 is this print. Oh, you know what this is? Connecting stars or something like that. And this one needs a piece of, needs the 4x10. I should have one more piece of 4x10. So I was missing one 4x10 because I cut those 3 and I forgot to cut another one. So let's go back. Here is my connected stars. That's what that fabric's called. My 4x10. This should be tree 2, right? That we're working on. No, we've already done that. I have tree 1, tree 2, tree 3. We're on tree 4. Pull it together, Jeannie. Okay. My 6.5 by 12.5, my 3 by 5.5. That would be this one. 3 by 5.5. I like to measure again. My embroidery cork. Here you are. You gorgeous embroidery cork, you. My sweet as candy vinyl. There should be one piece. That's 3 by 2.5. My red polka dot glitter. An iridescent glitter. Here's my iridescent glitter. Water soluble thread. So let me go ahead and grab another pouch to put that in. Whoop, button, button. And this one is tree 4. Tree 4, you're beautiful. Tree 4, and we need to plus water soluble thread. Next up, okay, love banner. Love banner. I think we can use a little pouch for this. Let me get a little pouch. We need our 4 pieces of grapefruit, what do you call this? Felt. Let's put this in here. The red twine and assorted buttons. Sorted buttons, ladies. 1, 2, 3. And then your red twine. And then this one is called Love Banner. I have a couple of pieces left over, which makes me go, what did I miss? So I'm going to look at mine really quickly one more time. Here's my flower, and it should have the background fabric with the batting, the petal pulls, water-soluble thread. That is good. It's never wrong to check again. Tree 1. Tree 1 has background fabric, batting, the branch, the heart fabric, the pink and the red, heart, prickly pear 2, pistachio 2, red applique glitter heart, and mylar. That's all right. Tree 2. Tree 2. Here we go with tree 2. Tree 2 has background fabric, batting, tree branch fabric, the heart, a pink piece of pink and a piece of red. I can see them peeking out. Pink and red. 3 prickly pear. And 4 pistachio, which I think we counted and they're all there. Robin's egg leather. 2 pink and 1 red. So I should have 2 pink and 1 red. I have 2 red and 1 pink. So let me go ahead and I'm going to put one more of each of those in there. And I need to get one more pink. So 1 pink. All right. And a piece of mylar, which I can see it in there. So 2 pink and 1 red. So it looks like I accidentally had 2 red and 1 pink. All right, tree 3. Tree 3. Background batting. Heart 2, which is the 1.5 by 1.5, which I didn't put in here, so let's put it in right now. Tree fabric, heart fabric, prickly pear 1, which I have in there. Red applique glitter 2 by 2, which I have in there. And then tree 4. Background fabric batting, tree fabric, cork, vinyl, red polka dot, iridescent glitter, water soluble thread. All of that is in there. Just in case I forget, I'm just going to put this red in here, but I will get that other one. And that's it. So we are prepped and ready to go. That is, that's going to be my, everything divided out. Here is, these are my, the 1.5 inch pieces. This is going to be my inner border. I do have to add my outer border to this. So this is my inner border. Oh, and I do have a filler square. So this is my filler square right here, which we do need fusible backing on. So I'm going to put some fusible backing on this. This is my batting. And these are my 2-inch strips, and these are my 1-inch strips. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in here. I need to add my aqua flange. So that's going to go in here too. It's not in here yet. Don't stress about it. I will be adding it. This is what I'm talking about. Would you like to see what I'm talking about? My flange fabric, this will be a reminder, is going to be this. So I'm going to put a note on here. Cut flange. Put my battings all in here. And I'm going to turn on my iron right now because the last thing I need to do is I need to add, you want to add some 6.5 by 6.5. Doesn't have to be, actually this is your filler block. So, and I don't see, let me see if they even have the filler block in here, if they even talk about it. Filler block. I don't even see where it says to add shape flex to that filler block, but we're going to do it. Just because it's going to keep it from shadowing. And I'm sure I have a bigger piece in here. Here we go. Look at that. Let's grab that piece. I'm going to iron this on. Remember, make sure you put it, get rid of anything that might be on there. This is my right side. I want right side up. I'm going to just press this down right here. I'm going to trim around it, and then we'll give it another good press. It steamed a little, so I got worried that I had it on the wrong side. I'm just trimming this. Okay. Okay, here's my filler block. Sorry, that is out of order. Here's my filler block with this piece. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in the same bag that has my inner border, my flange, and all of those goodies. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, cut flange. This is border. flange, and filler block. And that's it. We are ready to go. This sew along is going to be, I think I have it set up for the 8th of February. But those are all your pieces. I want you to have them all cut, ready to go. Sorry, that's my little cord that keeps hanging down. Your instructions have everything on your USB. And we are going to have so much fun. I don't know how long this is going to take us. This is not that complicated of a design, so hopefully we'll be able to get it done in one sitting. And again, there is your spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet, I think I put it on the A1 Sew Along group, so it should be there, and you should find it under Files. And I put down here what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be using an 8x12 for the flowers and the filler blocks. I'm going to just hoop it vertically and this one right below it. Then I'm going to do the trees. I'm going to do 2 at a time in my 9.5 by 14 inch hoop. If you don't have a 9.5 by 14 inch hoop, you can fit it. It's going to have to go in a 7 by 12 or an 8 by 12 if you're adding the quilting. It's going to bump you out of the 6 by 10. So that'll be 1 hooping, 2 hoopings, 3, 4. And then we'll do the banner. And then we'll do the borders and the flange, and it'll be ready to put together. This one's going to be awesome. So thanks so much for joining me. I will see you later, and we will be stitching that together on February 8th. Bye, guys. And you can get kits. If you need kits, I have more at the store, so go ahead and order them.